Hello, welcome to Up Close and Personal with me, Steve Ballard.
As a concerned mother, what I'm afraid more than mandatory masks, and I would love to see optional masks in our schools, is medical segregation based on vaccination status. I'm here also as concerned nurse, and I will say this. Only particulate respirators may, I repeat, may be effective for droplet transmission splatters, airborne microorganisms. Currently, N95 masks are 95% efficient in preventing of tuberculosis, SARS, and influenza. Fundamentals of nursing. This is what they were teaching me at Northern Illinois University. Page 699, 9th edition. So let me tell you, surgical mask or cotton mask do not protect us from SARS-CoV. No, this is what they were teaching me. I have a bachelor's degree. Therefore, please do not make our children to wear masks unless they want to. Unless they want to. Something to think about for all of you and all of us. Our children are being told that COVID-19 is dangerous and kills, and if they're gonna catch it, bring it home, they're gonna kill grandpa and grandma, and everybody gonna die. And then they go to lunchroom, take off their masks, and eat their lunch peacefully. Tell me, does COVID-19 has a lunch break too? What are you teaching our children? What are we teaching them? Do you think they are that stupid? They are not. They see that it's just not right. Something is wrong. Why I have to put mask in this room, but I can take it off in that room? They see it. They are smart kids.
That video was really something. And it was done by our guest, Paulina. Can you please say your name?
My name is Paulina Krasiewska. I'm Polish. I came to the United States in 2004, and I am a nurse.
And Pauline, I saw the video, and I think, you have a lot to say about a lot of things about our freedoms. But I wanted to go a little bit into your history, because I know you came to the United States in 2003.
So I came to the United States in 2003 on student working visa. I stayed here for a few months. But as I had a family and career in Poland, I was on University of Physical Education in Poland, I decided to go back. But when I end up in Poland again, for the first moment I knew that Poland is not for me anymore. I fell in love with United States and everything this country could offer. So I survived on my university for another year, and I came back again on student working visa. I met a wonderful man, my husband Jarek, and I have two wonderful children with him. Maya, she is almost 14, and Nevia, she's 5 years old. And as I know that God is watching me all the time, and He's just carrying me through my life, I was so blessed with Him guiding me, and I was able to be a dental assistant, orthodontic assistant, and then I met wonderful people who guided me and told me that I should just go to college. So I graduated from Northern Illinois University with a bachelor's degree in nursing almost 10 years ago.
Paulina, you're talking about you lived in Poland and 21 when you came here. That's old enough to really see the differences between Poland and the United States. And you said you went back and then you fell in love with America, and then you came here and you made a life here. What was it that you loved so much about America that Poland didn't have?
Poland is a wonderful place, and the city I grew up also, I really love my city. But however, at that time, we did not have that many opportunities to make a living, move out from parents' house. So my parents divorced when I was in elementary school. Before that, everything was perfect. And there was time where our mom did not have enough money to provide for us. When we were little, we had a babysitter, and we loved her, and we called her grandmother. She was at the nursing home at that time. She would collect the food that her friends from nursing home would not, finish, put it in the freezer, and with my brother, weekly, we would go to pick up that food to have something on our tables. Our mom tried as much as possible. I remember times when our mom would bake potatoes every day in a certain way, in foil, and we just put a butter on it and salt, and she would always say, this is what we used to eat when we were younger, when she was younger. Years later, she admitted she could not afford anything else than potatoes on our table. When I was a little bit older, it got a little bit better. I started working as a fitness instructor in Poland, but still everything was expensive. I was not able to have few pair of shoes or a whole closet of clothes. When I came to United States and I saw the prices and how much you can get for what you make, it was one of the things that made me fall in love in the United States. That financial freedom, especially about comparing to what I had to go as a child and as a teenager. So I don't think that many people in the United States know what they have. Another thing what really surprises me is when some people say, oh, we don't have opportunity to do this and that, and government is doing this and that. Certain things that government is doing is not right, of course. But I came from Poland with 2 bags of clothes. And now I am a nurse with bachelor degree. I am well known among Polish community. I am on radio shows. I can afford to go on short vacation from time to time. I own a house with my husband. We can do almost everything we want. It's harder right now, and I have to say, I don't like the prices. But I think that many Americans take for granted for what they have, where they were born. So just to let you know that United States is an amazing place to live in. But if we will allow the government to push certain things on us, it's gonna be really, really bad place.
So can you expand on that and kind of say what's going on here compared to over there?
What I noticed in 2020, before COVID hit, it's exactly what I was touched by and my parents had to go through, right? When they were living under the communism. So I will tell you what woke me up to fight for freedom, especially medical freedom, because I am a nurse. I was vaccinating my first child, and then she had some adverse reactions to it, but of course non-doctors would, none of the doctor would say, yes, it's caused by the vaccines. And then I collapsed on the floor after the flu shot, my last flu shot I will ever get. And so what happened in 2020, before COVID hit, 2 senators, one was senator, another House representative, it was Robin Gable and Heather Stearns, they came up with bills, and it was Bill SB 3668 that would remove religious exemptions in Illinois for our kids, along with other things. They would push on parents who are pro-choice regarding vaccinations. And another bill was HB 4870, which would make HPV vaccine mandatory for all girls and boys going through from 6th grade to 7th grade in middle school. So when those bills came up, and I was already aware of certain things related to the vaccines and vaccines injuries and adverse reactions, I decided to take a stand and connect with other parents who are pro-choice regarding vaccines. And I end up in Springfield. I met those parents. I start building my network. Because as a nurse, I know about certain things that parents don't know. So let's say you are a patient, Steve, and the doctor wants to prescribe you something, right? You can always say, no, I don't want to take that medication. If they would like to push a treatment on you, your patient right is to, no, thank you. I would like to try something else first before we gonna, let's say, end up in surgery, right? And I'm talking about non-emergency events. So I know that everybody should have a right to say no or to right to choose. That's the first thing. Another thing that parents are not aware of is Bill S-1744, and I'm gonna read it to you and to our listeners because I don't wanna change any wording. So Bill S-1744 was signed by President Reagan in 1986. Title 3, Subtitle 2, Part B states as follows. Provides that no vaccine manufacturer shall be liable in a civil action for damages arising from vaccine-related injury or death, resulting from unavoidable side effects or solely due to manufacturer's failure to provide direct warnings.
Oh my God. You know, you're saying to me that the doctors that want to put that in our body have no responsibility, or the people that make it?
That's correct. Nobody is liable for any side effects of vaccines. So this bill was signed in 1986. When COVID hit, our government came with PrEP Act, and it was published March 2020. So the Secretary issued a PrEP Act declaration covering COVID-19 tests, drugs, and vaccines, and this act took away all liability from, healthcare workers, vaccine manufacturers, anybody who gives vaccines or talks about vaccines. So when the COVID-19 hit, I knew that it's gonna be all about vaccines at a certain point, right? And as I already knew about those bills, SB 3668, taking away our religious exemptions in Illinois for our children, and Bill HB 4870, pushing mandatory vaccinations, HPV vaccinations of our kids, I really got scared because at that point I knew that our freedom is being taken away. And then the lockdowns happened, right? And at first when COVID hit, I was scared. I think that everybody was scared. And I was scared maybe for a month. You know when I woke up and I stopped being scared? When Dr. Ezeka was talking about the definition, COVID-19 death definition, and she said on public TV that if anybody gonna test positive for COVID-19 at the time of death, it's gonna be a COVID-19 death. And then she added on, even though if a person was in hospice and was given only 2 weeks to live, but tested positive for COVID-19 at the time of death, that will be a COVID-19 death. And that was what my wake-up call, that COVID-19, it's probably not what they tell us that it is. So I attended few protests at the Thompson Center, Reopen Illinois protest, and I started connecting with other people. I was able to be on Polish mainstream before they banned me because I was banned from Polish mainstream for what I was saying. And as a nurse, I also knew that those regular masks they made mandatory are not protecting us from the virus. In school, nursing school, we were never told to wear a mask during the flu season. They never told us to wear it, to get extra protection from anybody who is sick.
We opened up the show with a clip of what you did at the school board meetings, and I thought that was great. But going forward, do you feel like you had any positive results from it, or was it just like a waste of time? The school never listened and nothing changed?
The school never listened, but I met amazing people, also amazing parents who were very mad about everything that was happening in our school. So, you know what, I was scared more than the mandatory masks? That they're gonna segregate our children based on vaccination status. And at first, I thought that they're gonna make unvaccinated students to wear a mask. And it did not happen, thanks God. But what happened is, our school, PVSD 365, decided that unvaccinated students should test for COVID-19 in order to participate in after-school activities. And that was clear medical segregation. I tried to email them, I tried to beg them, I tried to ask them to not do it, especially that the same kids did not have to test weekly to go to school or to even participate in PE classes. For me, that was illogical and illegal.
I'm listening to you talk, and this kind of sounds like what was going on in World War II in Europe.
Yes, and it was to me. Remember that my grandparents survived World War II, and as a nurse, home health nurse, because I am a home health nurse, I took care of patients who survived death camps, and they were talking about certain things that should never happen. So when I noticed that medical segregation in school, our schools in our district, it really, really got me to the point of being mad, disappointed, and I noticed that more freedoms are being taken away from us, from me, from my family. So fortunately, we got to meet Thomas DeVore, who decided to fight for the parents. And as Thomas was always saying, it was not about the vaccines or the masks, it was about the process they just pushed on us. So thanks to Thomas DeVore and his lawsuit, and I was a leader in our school district, I was able to collect few $1,000s for the lawsuits. We were able to just free our children from the masks.
Our district 205, they wanted to appeal the TRO because they wanted to implement it. What did your school district do?
So our school district had conversation for 2 days. I remember some board members complaining about being on the phone for 2 days. They did, because I went to the board meeting, the next upcoming board meeting, and they were really mad about, I did not sign up for it. I did not sign up for being on the phone all the time. I don't get paid to be a board member. But what they did, they freed our children from being masked all the time.
I know you're a nurse, and now when they started mandating the shots, I don't call it a vaccination, I call it a shot. When they started mandating that and the mask, what did that do for you? Because you're a nurse, how did that affect your job?
I was not pushed, right, to get the COVID-19 vaccine because the company I work for already knew that I am against mandatory vaccinations. I was refusing the flu shot for many years because of what happened to me so many years ago. So they accepted my religious exemptions right away. Also, they knew that my second daughter was born at home under the care of midwives, and she's not vaccinated at all. And my first daughter, the almost 14 years old, I started to refuse vaccinations for her at certain point based again on religious exemptions. as I'm very happy that we have religious exemptions in the United States, in most states, and in our state, that were not removed and actually approved by Biden administration and CMS rules. If you're gonna read CMS rules, you can read about religious exemptions, which are based on Civil Rights Act Title VII, and as you remember, Title VII prohibits employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. So I'm so happy that they accepted my religious exemption, but like I said, I don't think we should only be able to refuse certain things or to not be discriminated based on certain things because of our religion, and I'm talking about vaccinations. I do believe that we should have personal beliefs, and based on our personal beliefs, we should also be able to refuse vaccinations.
Now, I was born here, and so I formatted my opinions and stuff based on everything, just like you did when you said you lived in Poland and you went along with the rules. And so I grew up and I went along with the rules. And my impression of the United States is what you're seeing when you said you wanted to stay here. Because I don't think that the United States should mandate anything. It should be all up to the individual. And you shouldn't need to have a right of conscience or anything. If you say you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. So what do you think about that?
So I do believe that nobody should push anything on anybody, not only in the United States, but everywhere. I do believe we should have the right to just say no, like you said.
Is there anything else that we should know about you?
Oh, I am a home health nurse. It's not full-time, but I do work. I am also a fitness instructor. I am a mom and wife, right? But I also have podcast or Radio Adams. It's Polish Radio Adams. I work for them. I volunteer for them. And I was able to interview Senator Darren Bailey with his wife, Cindy Bailey, Thomas DeVore, Arch Migielski, Elizabeth Capillary-Raff, Justice Michael Burke, Justice Liam Brennan, Bob Bodak, Antonio Timothy, Glenda Wright McCollum, Diane Harris, Christine Shanahan McGovern, Philip Nagel, and others. I am also a guest on other Polish radios. One is created and led by Wojciech Dorula, Radio na Góralską Nutę, and another one, Time of the God, Czas Boga, with Krystyna Pasek. So sometimes some other leaders and some other people who have their own airtime, they invite me to be their guest. So I am a guest on most of those radios, right? I don't own any radio, but I see that my voice matters. I see that parents, Polish parents, are waiting for me to guide them with everything, starting with the vaccines and religious exemptions, ending with how to vote in upcoming elections. So I am a very busy person, and I like that. I was also elected a precinct committeeman in our primaries, right? And I was voted for secretary of Blackboard Township Republican organization. And I try to attend different meetings with different politicians. I try to help them out. I try to put the yard signs all over. I try to talk to people, create videos, share important videos. So I am trying to wake up as many Polish people as I can so they can start fighting for their children and not go back to what we had to go through when we used to live in Poland.
Paulina, I really want to thank you for coming here and sitting down with me and our viewers, because you're a very, very extremely interesting person.
Thank you, Steve, for having me. I am honored to meet you in person, right? And thank you for having me and being able to, just tell people what I think and what I fight for.
And to our viewers, thank you for joining us on Up Close and Personal with me, Steve Ballage. God bless you.